All right, Tetron Invest. Today I want to make a brief post-split GME video talking about some different things. Real simple, nothing too complex, just sharing some thoughts. You should share yours in the comments. Of course, none of this is financial advice, just my personal thoughts and opinions, but let's get right into it. So there's a lot of FUD, it seems, around, oh, the split happened, oh, nothing happened, like this was supposed to be the big MOS and everything was supposed to go down. Like I see a lot on Wall Street bets too, like, it's like, okay, but anyone who's really following GameStop is following the company and knows this split dividend is just a step in the whole process, right? And I think that's what it is. I mean, it's just my take on it. But what I've been thinking about is, okay, well, the conclusion is, right, that there are more shares sold than exist, right? And that's why there's synthetics out there, and that's why there's the potential for the mother of all short squeezes, right? So being that that's the case, it's nearly impossible, right? Especially with pre-split, there was like 12 million-ish shares in DRS. Post-split, you know, that's like close to like 48, that's like 50 out of like 300 million, something like that, outstanding. So that's a good chunk of them right there. Then the rest of the shares go to the insiders, right? Then it goes to the brokers. So we have insiders and DRS holders got their shares first because they're outside the DTC. Then they went to the DTC, who distributes them to the brokers, right? Or the seeding, whatever, seeding company or whatever the weird name is they have, that goes to the DTC, that goes to all the brokers, right? Do you really think all the brokers got their shares? Do you really? I don't think so. I think it's impossible. They probably distributed whatever shares they could. The brokers could still show it in your account, right? If they could just show other numbers in your account, like who's to say they can't just show the split adjust, right? Just throw it in there. But at some point they would need to have those shares, right? Like when you sold, for example, or maybe not when you sold, but like, how about the fact, like whatever. My point is kind of, I'm getting at is, what happens if you transfer those shares now to computer share, right? Is there really a locate for them? I feel like a DRS to computer share now, like, is more painful than for brokers than ever, and it's even more difficult to come up with shares than ever now that the stock split happened. And I kind of am starting to think, I'm like, is that why Ryan Cohen did the stock split dividend? It's just to apply pressure, right, on the shorts in general, like kind of across the board. But on top of it, is it because now every time an individual chooses to DRS their shares, those shares are going to be really, really hard to come by for brokers if they actually didn't get the proper amount of shares distributed to them, right? There's tons of brokers out there. You really think they all got the shares? Some of them has to be lobbying for shares or desperate for shares, but they all pull, or at least it appears, from that same pool of the DTC. So when you DRS though, if now the brokers, right, he's kind of, this is my thought, like Ryan Cohen has put all the brokers kind of against each other. Now they all have limited amount of shares actually that they actually have, but on their books it says their clients have a ton more shares than they actually have. So if those clients tend to DRS those shares, they're gonna have to scramble and grab whatever real shares they have and send them over to computer share. If those shares start to run out, don't you think they're gonna start going to the open market to buy them, or going to other brokers, almost like turning the brokers against each other, or kind of like turning the whole circus like upside down? That's kind of just my thought on it. I love to hear people's feedback on this. It's just something I was thinking about a lot this morning. I'm like, let me just make a quick video, but hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching Tetron Invest.